Sometimes life don't work out the way you like.
Frozen in the system, how bureaucracy and greed failed a mother and her children. On a bitterly cold morning in Detroit, Tateona Williams awoke to a mother's worst nightmare. Her two children, Darnell Jr, 9, and Amillah, 2, lay unresponsive beside her in the van where they had spent the night. She had done everything she could to keep them warm, running the engine until the battery died, wrapping them up in layers, praying they'd make it through until morning. But the system had failed them long before the cold did. Tateona was not a neglectful mother. She was not reckless. She was a woman who had asked for help and received none. She had reached out to the city of Detroit for housing assistance, only to be met with red tape and delays. The very organizations and public officials funded to help people like her were nowhere to be found when it mattered most. Now, 2 children are dead. And yet, every month, Detroit taxpayers fund the salaries of officials who claim to be solving these very problems. The mayor, whose salary just rose to $200 to $2,500. City council members earning close to 6 figures, set to receive further raises. Money is there. But where does it go? The nonprofit Illusion Detroit is home to countless nonprofits with missions to help the homeless. They receive millions in grants, tax dollars, and donations to provide emergency assistance, housing, and support services. But how much of that money actually reaches the people who need it? Consider these numbers. Neighborhood Service Organization, NSO, pays its CEO, Linda Little, $391,557 per year. Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries pays its president, Chad Audi, $300,273 per year. Detroit Healthcare for the Homeless pays its chief medical officer, $219,574. Its chief operating officer, $176,537. And its executive director, $162,567. These are just salaries. Add in operational costs, office spaces, marketing, staff retreats, and overhead. And suddenly, a shocking percentage of these nonprofit funds never touch the hands of the people suffering on the streets. Yet when Tateona Williams knocked on the doors of these very organizations, no one had an answer for her. No housing, no emergency shelter, no resources. Who is to blame? It's easy to blame Tateona, to say she should have found another way, made another choice. But what choice did she have? She did what any mother would do. She tried. She sought help. She kept her kids close. She did not abandon them. The real blame belongs to a system that allows people to freeze to death in the shadow of skyscrapers filled with city officials collecting 6-figure paychecks. It belongs to nonprofits that treat human suffering as a business model, prioritizing executive salaries over human lives. And it belongs to every one of us who have accepted this as just another tragic story instead of demanding better. A call to action. If this story makes you uncomfortable, good. It should. We should be asking harder questions. We should be demanding transparency. We should be making sure our tax dollars and donations are not funding bloated salaries, but actually helping people like Tateona before it's too late. Call your city officials. Demand to know where the money is going. Research the
And it hurts so bad you can't even cry. I know that you're up on the edge like you're out of time, but it's not too late to change your mind. To change your mind. To change your mind.
Can you write a song for